thank first the Parnes HaShavua, Chaim and Daniel Wieder, לעילוי נשמת Sayuta, Pastor Fire Menachem and Dina, and neshama Aliyah, and hopefully Simcha Nachas and Bracha. Also לעילוי נשמת Rabbi Gdalya and Rabbi Shimon, neshama Aliyah, and Simcha Nachas and Bracha. So I wanted to learn a last piece for now from Rav Kook, Kodesh Chanukah, which is very much tied into many of the things that we've been talking about. This is from the Sefer Mamari Haraya. And in Mr. Shem, I was maybe we'll do one more piece from Rabbi Moshe Chalap, Indian of Milcham and Nekama. I'm not sure, and then we'll continue with Ayaka, as Hashem will return to Ayaka. Ner Chanukah. The Gemara says in Shabbos, Ner Chanukah mitzvah lahanicha al Pesach beisam b'machutz. The mitzvah of lighting Chanukah candle, of course, is l'chadchila, by the door outside of the house. B'shas hasakana menicha al shulchano v'dayim. The Gemara says that at a time of danger, it's a time of danger for Jews, and to have the menorah outside the house, or even in the window, would potentially be dangerous. So the din is that b'shas hasakana menicha al shulchano v'dayim. That we light the candle, that you can light the candle inside on the table, and that's fine, that's enough. Shechrua shel ruach Yisrael hamiyucha b'taharaso hapnimis, the liberation of the unique ruach of the Jewish people in all of its pureness. Me'akas ruach hayivani, from the oppressive ruach of Greece. Hamishadir b'yafyusa, Greece that takes all of its pride and all of its glory in b'yafyusa hachitzona, in external beauty. The whole Indian of Greece was external beauty. Shetachteha, and underneath that external beauty, I think you'll understand why I'm talking about this, why we're learning this piece now, after the recent events and the context. Use the word context. In the context of what's been taking place, that prides itself and glorifies in its external beauty, shetachteha, but underneath that external beauty of the Western world, of Greece, shochenes ki'ur v'tumah, there dwells ugliness and impurity. Underneath the external beauty of Greece, and all that represents, the continuation of that, of course, is with Rome and Western culture and civilization, as we were learning about last week. Rav Kook was talking about the theater and the literature, chulei v'chulei. Shochenes ki'ur v'tumah, hashechur shezachinu lo, this freedom, this liberation from that world of Greece, that is what Chanukah is. That took place as a result of the holy awakening of the national ruach of the Jewish people, of the authentic ruach of Am Yisrael was awakened. Through the holy Chashmonaim, the Kahanim HaKadoshim, their kinna, their zealotry, the kinna, HaKinnas HaKodesh of the Chashmonaim HaKahanim HaKadoshim. Hiniach es chosmal al mahalach hadoros l'chol hazmanim, has left its imprint, this freedom that was won by the Chashmonaim, the Kahanim HaKadoshim, from that world of Greece, that is beautiful on the outside but corrupt and ugly on the inside, that freedom has left its imprint al mahalach hadoros l'kol hazmanim, for all future generations. Hayisnagshus shel ruach Yovan im ruach Yisrael. This clash of Athens and Yerushalayim, this clash of these two cultures, of these two worlds, of Yovan, and all that, again, all that Western civilization represents, this clash of these two worlds. Hayisnagshus shel ruach Yovan im ruach Yisrael is a process. It's a process she'eno posek, that doesn't end. It didn't finish back then by Chanukah. It's an ongoing conflict. So process she'eno posek ad asher yafuach hayom hagol, until that great day comes. Asher bo yeh nitzta Kodesh, where that means when Mashiach will come, and nitzta Kodesh, when all righteousness, the holy righteousness will be revealed. However, the great energy of life that is hidden in the humble and modest light of the Chanukah candle, it guarantees us. It guarantees us with absolute certainty the ultimate victory of Yisrael. The little candle, the modest little Chanukah candle. The war goes on, the conflict goes on until Mashiach. But the little Chanukah candle guarantees us that in the end, Netzach Yisrael. Yemu Yachmu Hamayim Ha'akurim Shal Yimei Ha'chulin Ha'sayarim. The ugly waters, the stormy ugly waters of Yimei Ha'chulin Ha'sayarim Ha'reitzon Levloach Kol Kodesh, that are seeking to swallow up Kol Kodesh, all that is holy. Yishtafu be'izuz rasha mamlochos v'amam. The polluted and powerful waters of civilization, of Greek civilization, of Western civilization, have the ability to drown out with all of their noise. Mamlochos v'amam, all different powerful empires and nations can be destroyed and swallowed up and drowned by the noise of Western civilization. Aval choisni Yisrael la'ad lo yima'ad. But the strength of the Jewish people, and this guarantee, this promise, lo yima'ad, will never falter, will never stumble. B'tochiyusa shel nishmas ha'adam, deep in the soul of man, of all mankind. Yeshna hakara, there is this recognition, this realization, shebelo or hakodesh, that without the light of holiness, below nitzotzei hakadusha mechayim es hakol, without the sparks of holiness that give life to all that exists, ein emder, lo leruach ha'adam lo lechevrosa, there is no life. There is no way for the ruach of man and for human civilization and culture, for nations and malchuyos and kingdoms, there's no way for them to exist, for them to stand. The sheker, the falsehood of this world, couldn't possibly exist if it didn't contain within it, at the core of its existence, that holiness of Yisrael, that Or Kodesh of Am Yisrael. And where is the treasure in which this holy light and this pure light is hidden? In that very same holy nation, the holy nation that from the time that it came into being is the one that is holding up the flag that demands holiness and pureness in the world, and purity in the world. Am Yisrael. So the world knows this, the world recognizes it, the world's very afraid of this. That's why on the one hand there's this desperate need for Jews, and on the other hand there's this desperate need to annihilate the Jewish people. It's the strangest thing in all of history. Be'itim normalius, during what are called normal times, when times are more quiet and normal and peaceful, those few times in history that things have been quiet, we feel within us the strength and the courage to proclaim publicly and openly, Yedu kol ba'ai olam, that all those who live in this world, that everybody who exists, hamishalchem ba'arzos hachaim, who are walking in the land of the living, let all living beings know, ki or olam lanu, that the light of the world is ours, that we are the source of the light of the world. Umitanu kanim lahanhir behem, and from us shine forth al yodam eretz v'chutzos, and through all lands and all that exists, that light of Am Yisrael shines everywhere in the world, and we proclaim that by lighting the candle outside of our house in public, by lighting the candle outside. And that's why the mitzvah of Ner Chanukah, lechatchila, the ideal way to light the Chanukah candle, which is our Semel Kodesh, which is the symbol of this pure light of Yisrael, as opposed to the darkness of Greece and the external beauty of Western civilization, that is the encasement of its internal decomposition, its ugliness, its corrosion, its corruption, its filth, its pornography, its emptiness. Therefore, the mitzvah of Ner Chanukah, when we're able to, is to light the candle outside the house for the whole world to see. Beis asher hanhara mekudeshes mofia higami b'chutz. And when that holy light is able to shine everywhere outside our homes, we don't have to be worried. Then in those times where we're certain and we're confident that we have, within our own homes, we have that source of light. It's very powerful and strong in our own homes. As the Aish scholars describe, that her night is not, her candle doesn't blow out, doesn't go out during the night. When the candle is strong inside the Jewish home, it's able to shine brightly throughout the world. The whole world is able to recognize this and see this and to know that the source of all humanity, the source of all truth, the source of real, authentic beauty is Am Yisrael. And we can light that candle on the outside and shine that candle to the whole world who's able to recognize that and to enjoy that light. And that's the tachlis of what's going to be. Omnam, however, b'shas sakana. Now you know that there are many tzaddikim. Come out all the tzaddikim from the world of the Baal Shem Tov Kodesh. They light the Chanukah when they're inside the house, not by the window and not by the door outside. They light inside the house. I'm not talking about Yerushalayim. I'm talking about in Chutz Laretz. The light, even in Israel, the many or most light inside, not by a window, not by the door. And those who follow the way of the Baal Shem Tov generally light the candles inside the house, not showing the light to the public. I light my candles inside the house. I don't light them in the window. I don't light them by the door, and outside by the door. But light inside by the mezuzah, across from the mezuzah, because that's based upon those who hold. It's rooted in the Balayit and other Shittas and Allah. I'm not going to right now. That in the present time, our existence is called Shas Sakan. It's called the time of danger. Not because we're afraid in the 5 towns to put a candle in the window. We're not afraid to put a candle in the window. But on a much deeper level, what sakana means, I'll talk about it maybe a little bit tomorrow morning. Moshe Weinberger, I'm thinking about something. But Shas Sakana, what that means, Shas Sakana, and the tzaddikim held that the time until Mashiach comes now is called the Shas Sakana. On the Mishas HaSakana, a time of danger, is man sheruchos ro'os menashvos ba'olam. At a time when there are ruchos ro'os, when there are evil winds, spirits, so to speak, where there's so much evil that's menashvos ba'olam, the winds that are blowing through the world, such evil that's blowing through the world, and hatred, anti-Semitism. Sinna proyas al Yisrael, insane and wild hatred for the Jewish people. Val Gizo HaMakudesh, and the holy seed of Am Yisrael is despised and is hated. Boz umastema al kol kinyane kodsho. There is disgust and hatred for all of its holy possessions. I mean, for everything that's Jewish, there is hatred. Heard that the Chabad Shliach lit the menorah by Harvard. You heard that he invited the president, who should be the former president, but is still the president of Harvard, to come to be there. He said things openly. One of the things he was saying is that he was told by the administration that they could have a menorah, they could light the menorah and have the menorah ceremony, but they have to make sure to pack it up and put it away every night. They can't leave it out because of the fear of vandalism. By who? By students, and by professors, students, and that they're afraid of vandalism, and that wouldn't look good for the university. Of course, that wouldn't look nice, especially after the whole circus that took place, Congress. So their students were also told, in many universities, Jewish students were told not to go around wearing yarmulkes. They should put on baseball hats or something, and they should be even careful. Someone told me, I spoke to a student from NYU, that he was told that she was told not to wear. She had a necklace of the Magen David or Chai, I don't know, and don't let anybody see your Jewish necklace. Don't let anybody see that. So look what he says: where there's an insane hatred and a disgust, a loathing for all symbols of holiness, for all the holy possessions of the Jewish people, the menorah has to be put away. And that's the rule in Harvard. So the menorah has to be put away. Soon Harvard's going to be put away. Emdas toilulim reike lev. Emdas toilulim reike levu moach. Rav Kook's Hebrew. Emdas toilulim means the opinions, the babbling of those who are empty of any heart and any brain. The ramblings or chatter of reike lev moach. Hamachalim es gaon uza, that desecrate the powerful pride of Am Yisrael. Oz han harshim b'chutz, at that time of Shas Sakana, of Golus and so on, then the light that's supposed to shine outside, lo tuchal lehagia es hamachashakim ha'avim, ha'ovim shem sholtim sham, not able to illuminate the dark clouds that rule over the world that's so filled with evil and hatred. Oz yifnei Yisrael el beisav el shulchanot. Then the Jewish people turn inward, and we light the candle inside. We turn into our own homes, and we concentrate more on our own homes and our own tables. El kinyane tarbuso hapnimim, to all that we possess internally within ourselves, inside. El taharas rucha v'nikayin kapav, the pureness of spirit, and the pureness or the cleanliness of our hands, of our truth. El teroso Torah's emes. We turn inward towards our Torah, the Torah's emes. We recognize the ugliness and the emptiness of Greek civilization, of Roman and Greek civilization, of Western culture and civilization, with all the external beauty of its art, its literature, its music, its statues, its colleges, all the courses, all that in a moment is seen for what it really is. It's just external beauty. And the Jewish people at B'Shas HaKana recognize this so clearly, that all we have is to turn inward to our Torah, to the true beauty of existence. Al Torah Emes. HaMiyuchad Allah. That is uniquely ours. We're the only ones that have the Torah. Rav Kook wasn't saying that a person can't appreciate a piece of art or a piece of literature. You know that Rav Kook had great appreciation for that. He was talking about the worship of the external world of Greece and of Rome and so on. A message for those parents who are afraid that if their kid misses out the acceptance going the first year to Harvard or Yale instead of going to Yerushalayim to learn Torah, that their lives are going to be ruined. You wouldn't believe over the years how many arguments I've had with parents over that. Especially when I was teaching in yeshiva, how many arguments I would have with the parents about this. Finally you would have parents that would make a concession. Okay, you could have 1 year. You could have 1 year. But that's it. 1 year just to entertain yourselves with this silliness of this yeshiva business. And then you get back to, of course, serious life, where you'll be able to go to this fancy school, so that we're never going to have to worry about helping you with any money the rest of our lives. You'll take care of yourself. Because if you get a degree from Harvard or from Columbia or one of these places, then you'll be a great successful person. Like who knows? You could be like Jimmy Carter or something. Well, mitzvah. Well, we know that half of these guys that got in and these ladies that got in with all kinds of shtick because of their families and because of their money and over the years. The whole history of the anti-Semitism of these places is not new, especially Harvard. It's an alta maisa Harvard. Tried to apply as a Jew in 1915 or something to Harvard. It's an alta maisa. We have the Torah, which is Torah Emes, which is ours. Vel mitzvaysav in our mitzvahs. Vel mitzvaysav. Shehein orchos chayv l'lamim, which is the path of our lives always. L'lamim, the eternal path of our lives. The binyan, and during that time, instead of being focused on how we could help build the rest of the world, in Washington University, while they were projecting, remember at the beginning, they were projecting onto the wall of the building the martyrs, whatever, our holy martyrs, the Palestinian, free Palestine, whatever, from the river to the sea. Every building there is named after the Jews who paid for all these buildings. And think about it, you go to these places, the amount of money. Finally, there's some of these rich Jews that are hopping around that they're spending. There's a guy that pulled out $100 million. Some of the Jews, so much money was spent on these places. And they didn't just, this didn't just start the hatred. This was a long time, and you see all of this money. Imagine $100 million goes to yeshivas, it goes to Kodelim. This guy's probably not going to send it to yeshivas. I don't know who he is. But if somebody would be able to have a talk with him, $100 million, and these places have sitting in the bank $1 billion money, fortunes of money, for what? To teach, not just Sinis Yisrael. And it didn't just start now. They're teaching, everybody knows already, it's all gespielt, the whole thing that's going on. These universities that they're mass producing the next leaders of America, it's a power. So during these times, Rav Kook says, we turn inward. And we stop sending out checks to build these places and to pay for these anti-Semite sick teachers. They're evil people. And what do? Lebinyan Beisa, we build our own home. We don't spend our money on their places, on the Greek buildings. Lebinyan Beisa. Al Admas Kocho, to build our own home. Al-Admas Kodesh, I know, a holy land. You should get this guy with $100 million. You could use the $100 million to fix up the settlements in Gaza after we clean it out, and to fix up the settlements over there that were destroyed, the kibbutzim, and to fix up Sderot and whatever was to send $100 million over to these Jews. $100 million you could fix up the whole. I don't know, man. Things are expensive now. You could do a nice job. You can fix up a lot. You can fix up a lot with $100 million. You can do a nice thing over there. To build Eretz Yisrael, Libyan base, our own home, Adam was kosher. B'chol always kinas kodesh, all the strength of kinas kodesh, of holy zealousness, to be proud of what we possess, of our places, of who we are. Not to spend our money on their buildings. Like we went when we were with the Chavre last year. When we went to Rome. They didn't even want us to sing over there, to do a vikud. Remember the time it's going to bother people. The buildings over there. The whole thing is a gelecht. It's just for people to come take pictures. And I mentioned a few weeks ago that when I was growing up, I thought that the Arch of Titus is very vast. I thought it's like 5 blocks long, and it's 1,000 feet tall. The whole thing. Remember who we were there? I don't know if anybody else was. We were there. I'm the only one that was there. And then I said, "Gornish, my Gornish." If you don't believe me, you can ask the other Chavre. There's nothing from nothing. And the rest of the places over there, the Colosseum. This is just for tourists. Gornish, my Gornish, for tourists. Al pichiros al pirucha, to build our land according to our true character and our ruach. Vaner hazeh, and this little Chanukah candle, semel nitzchayna, which is the symbol of the victory of the ruach of Am Yisrael during the time of danger, when the Satan is roaming around on the streets of the world. Menicha al shulchana, we burn the candle in our homes, in Eretz Yisrael. We stop being worried about how to save the whole world, to fix up the world. When there's an earthquake, in Turkey, they send the whole plane load of Jews from Eretz Yisrael to go help them, to dig up the Sinai Yisrael, and to save lives over there. That's what we spend our money on. For humanitarian causes. Humanitarian. So if Kook says, Shasa Kona, we go inside the house. We light the candle inside. Lahayr al Yodo is Oira Chayev, the Oris Nishmaso, to illuminate our own holy path. And the Oris Nishmaso, the light of our own souls. Ubener Hazeh Ha'otzer Etzleinu Pninima. And with this candle that is kept within us, inside, Yedan Hamana, every Jew can know with certainty. Shlo Yachsa Kolshu. Nothing is missing. We're just fine. We're doing just fine. Without building other buildings, without building the civilizations that we build throughout all of history just threw us out, killed us and took over our homes, destroyed our shuls or changed our shuls into churches or into museums. When we went, some of the Chavre here on the trip to Hungary that I remember. So we went to our father's hometown, Ungvar, that the beautiful shul that I grew up dreaming about the shul, because my father was always talking about the shul, the big shul that they made into a concert hall, into some place. That's what Greece has done to us, and we built all of these places. Nothing is missing if we stop building. If we stop building. That's a culture. I'm not going to miss anything. That's a culture. You call Osho Aruchani Mikvoidai Kovad Hamis Vatzedik. Nothing is missing from all of the great spiritual wealth and the Kovad Hamis Vatzedik that belongs to Am Yisrael. We don't have to glorify ourselves by building up these places for Greece and for Rome. B'sof kol sof yavoru rechokim. Ultimately, what's going to happen is yavoru rechokim. For those who are far away, meaning from the nations of the world, yavoru rechokim v'yakiru, and they will recognize. Ki nachlas olamim l'tevel kula. That we are the source of eternal life for all of creation. L'nitzochan hatzedek, the victory of tzedek, of righteousness. Ve'emes, l'ansochas hashalom, for peace. They're trying to make it look like like Jews are terrible, destructive warriors, and warmongers, and so on. This is what they're all trying to make the picture. The Son Yisrael, they get on the television and they talk about the Jews and how they're indiscriminately killing these innocent. All this, the whole world should be Kareya Mishtachva. America should be, and England and France and Germany should all be kissing us, kissing Am Yisrael for doing what they should have been doing already a long time ago. Instead of like a bunch of cowards, they open up their doors and they got flooded with all the Rodskim, with all the Muslims. I don't know what to do with them, and everybody's afraid to say anything. They call it Islamophobia. Like there's a whole problem of Islamophobia in the world. No, the Islamophobia. The whole world's afraid of the Muslims. Islamophobia, and so the Jews are doing the work for the whole world, and if it has to come down to it, we're going to have to start with Iran also. Chas v'shalom, it's a dangerous parasha. That's the world should be doing that. That's America's job. That's England's job. I'm not going to say Germany, but I don't cares for them something. Just if they don't kill Jews, I'm satisfied. This is the job. And instead of saying shkoyach, we're a bunch of cowards. We're a bunch of cowards. We don't know what to do. We're cowards. Instead of thanking the Jews for going and taking care of what they should be taking care of, they should be getting rid of Hamas. They should be getting rid of Iran. Iran should be the whole place should be finished. We should flatten out the whole place, of course. Instead, Jews are doing that. Jews are taking care of these things, and instead of Yashakaya, the whole Indian of Am Yisrael is Shalom, is peace. That's the whole Indian of it. And then there was ceasefire. So instead of screaming, we should make a ceasefire. We should have to make a ceasefire. So then there was this ceasefire for a few days, and then before the end of the ceasefire, they started firing missiles. The ceasefire. We are the ones who, from the beginning, have established the world on a strong and powerful foundation that's based upon truth, that's based upon emes beauty and so on. And in the end, that will become nachlas goyim kulam. The whole world will be able to recognize that and will be able to benefit once again from that. That peace, that peace, that world of righteousness, of justice, and so on. In the end, it's not going to come from any other place. It's not coming. You see, it's not coming from the universities. Are supposed to. The universities. It's modern times. I'm not talking about originally what universities meant, but since the late Middle Ages and moving forward past the time of the Haskalah, the Enlightenment, and so on, to modern times, the universities consider themselves to always be at the forefront of progressivism, and they're not. It's not a matter of teaching the truth. It's to change the world, and to change the world, to bring about a great revolution in the world. And this is the revolution. This is the change. So the world is not being built by these places. There's only one way that the world can be built. Can we base this on? A world that is beautiful, that's beautiful, can only be built by Yisrael. And from its exalted table from the Beis Hamikdash. But he's hinting to the fact that it says in the Gemara that at the time of Sakana, we light the candle, everybody likes to get al shulchano on the table. Taruch lefanai shulchan neged sarvei. Which we say in Mizmor LeDavid, the Taruch lefanai shulchan neged sarvei, it's hard to understand them. What talking about. What does it mean that I establish this table before me? Hashem says, set up the table before me, neged sarvei. The table against my enemies, against those who hate me. Yishanta b'shem Rashi kaiser avayu, which we learned this Chanukah in Quran. V'nafshos kol yitzurim, and the souls of all that exists. Yimalu tzim'oinam l'kol nizga v'tar, the thirst that they have for all that is exalted and pure will be able to be quenched. L'kol emes v'emunas oimen, for the truth and for all faith and so on, from the holy influence, the hashpah that comes out from this candle, Minei Yisrael, from the candle of the Jewish people. You forced us to have to hide in our homes. You forced us to have to take away that light from the world. We were generous and we were shining it out to the whole world. And the Jewish people built up the whole world with all your civilizations. Wherever there were Jews, there was civilization. Wherever Jews never came, they're still living like in some back road someplace in deep Africa. That's how they're living, where Jews were never there. We built the whole world. And because of your hatred and jealousy, we had to retreat into our homes. And that light was lost to you. Like I mentioned many times, that somebody told me that he went back with his family to Poland, to the shtetl they went with the grandparents. This was years ago. They went back with the grandparents to Poland, to that shtetl. I don't remember which place it was in Poland. And there was an altar guy over there, an old guy that remembered the family from before the war. And he said to the grandfather, I remember you, and I remember your family, I remember you. And he said, I want to tell you something. Ever since you people left, we have nothing here. That's what he said. He said, look, they're still pumping water. Just look at us. We have nothing since you left. And the grandfather said, we didn't leave by our own free will. So, he remembered very well what was going on with that family also. They kicked us out. There was somebody from Spain that wrote a very chashuv a poem. I don't remember the name of it. I saw it many years ago. Like saying about how how in Europe we're the biggest idiots. We had all of civilization. We threw the Jews out. All that was built. So it's a strange thing. On the one hand, they recognized the indispensability of the Jewish people. On the other hand, the jealousy and the hatred is unbearable. So they destroy themselves. It's an interesting thing. What kind of place is it in Gaza now? Why do they have to have such a mess over there? Because of Sinus Israel. And not just the Hamas, most of the Chavda there. They had apartment buildings, they had a nice beach. They could have had a very, very good life. When everybody was yelling at the Jews to go out of there, when the whole Maisa happened, everybody was saying, all in Greece and in Rome and America and London and Paris, they were saying that now they're going to build over there the next Singapore. That was the lashon they were using. It's going to be a beautiful place where tourists are going to come from the whole world with a thriving economy. The next day, they were all laughing at them, the Arabs. The next day, they destroyed all the shuls and they put right away with missiles and bombs and started building tunnels right away. And they destroyed themselves. And even now, if you while they're running around getting bombed in the rubble, you ask some person over there, and they're showing that 70% of them say that's gewaldig, Hamas is gewaldig. The sin is Israel, even though it's destroying them. It's destroying them. But they can't bear that there's a thing called Yerushalayim. And there's a place that's called Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Beersheba. They can't bear it. It's unbearable. It's ad kedei kach that they vote for Hamas and they and they destroy themselves. And that's what's happened to all Sunni Yisrael. That's what's happened to all the Sunni Yisrael throughout time. They end up then they're destroying themselves. They're finishing themselves off. I mean, Baruch Hashem, we're helping, but they were the cause of this. We have no need to make milchama with anybody. We had a problem. If they stop, we would have been thrilled to have a place next door that's nice, and every single Israeli would have been giving the most money to go there to gamble and to swim. That's what Jews do when they feel somebody is nice to them. They go right away. They're going to go. Everybody finding. I don't want to ask by show of hands if any of you have ever been to Dubai to go to these places. All the Jews go running after Shalom. We love them. We love them. Oh, we love them. So, Mital Hermon, Hayerid al Haret Sion, and from the dew of Mount Hermon that trickles down from the Psukim al Haret Sion all the way down to Haret Sion. Yitzav Hashem es habracha. The Yisrael v'Adam, the bracha will come from Yerushalayim. The bracha will come to the whole world, not just to the Jewish people. The Yisrael v'Adam. Ka'omer v'hari kois lechem bracha ad bli dai. I will pour upon you bracha ad bli dai. V'od Yeshua banim kulam yachad. And of course, all the children of the Jewish people are going to come back together. L'ashir mikerev leiv v'nefesh. Zeh chelki mikol amali. Zeh chelki mikol amali. This is the chelik we have from our hard work. Not the world. The world is crumbling. Zeh chelki mikol amali means to build our hospitals, our yeshivas, our neighborhoods, our schools, our kindergartens, our stores, our markets, our banks in Eretz Yisrael. Zeh chelki mikol amali. All that we built in the world, all that the Jews invested in the world, it's falling apart. It's all falling apart. Because it's just external sheker. I remember when the kids were little, so we were at that time I went to speak in Los Angeles, give a couple of shmuzim there, and we stayed by Lorraine there, and we went my Jeff's sister, and we went. I took the kids. Them says I always wanted to see the Universal Studios thing. Since I was a little kid, I always heard about it. I wanted to see. But we went for the children, to show the kids. And it's mamish. It's a hafladik place to see the sheker. So they had their where they made the movie Jaws. I never saw the movie. It was about a shark who was eating up people, I guess. It wasn't so hard to figure out the plot. So they showed the original thing, how they made this thing with the shark, and how they made it look like, and how they make it look like it's the ocean, and the whole sheker. And then they have also there, like Hollywood, they had sets of like westerns and different movies, how they make it look like it's real. The whole Western world, the whole Greece and Rome, it's a Hollywood set. And it's being now disassembled and put into boxes and rotting. The whole set. It's a Hollywood set, the whole thing. The pneumius of creation is Yerushalayim, they can't destroy it. It's not taken apart. And when they try to, it comes back to life. But this is all a Hollywood set. With all of our big homes over here, and all of the things that we made over here, and the latest pizza shop, and the latest restaurant. Everybody should make a lot of money, and all the Jews should make a lot of money, and everything should be matzliach. It's all part of the set. When you build something in Eretz Yisrael, we feel bad now about the poor Jews in Eretz Yisrael that their homes were destroyed. Their homes are going to be fixed. They're going to be fine, Eretz Yisrael. The money that's being made from the pizza shops will be sent over there. They're going to be fine, Mitzvah. They'll be okay. But whenever you build something in Eretz Yisrael, you're building something that's ours. It's forever. It looks like it's a churban. It gets built up, it does. But the churban of the world that's going on, it's finishing up. It's mamish. It's the Sof HaSipur. Sof HaSipur. Higia Sof HaSipur. That's what it is. But in Eretz Yisrael, Zeh Chelki Mikol Amon. Zeh Chelki Mikol Amon. This is where we get paid off for our hard work. In Eretz Yisrael, Zeh Chelki Mikol Amon. That's all we have. What do we have from building up these universities and all these places? Nothing from this. Am Yisrael Chai. Rav Kook wrote that before Reb Shlomo made the song. Chaya yichya ad bli dai. And we're going to live forever and ever. V'avur tavur sa'aros ha'sakana b'meir yameinu, and may this dangerous storm, may it pass over, may it finish up quickly. V'noshu al mitzvahs ner Chanukah, so that we can return to the original way the Chanukah candle was the mitzvah of Chanukah candle was kept. L'shiva al machona, to return it to its place. L'adlika al pesach beisenu mivachutz, to light the candle outside, so the whole world can be uplifted and inspired. When the world will be ready to receive that light. The world's not ready now. The world hates us too much. The world doesn't want that light. The world can't see that light. The world wants to continue on with Hollywood. But the time will come, Rav Kook says, that we'll be able to return and light the candle al pesach beisenu mivachutz, outside the house. And then v'yu kol afsei aretz, everybody from all ends of the world will see. Es Yeshuas Elokeinu. Yeshuas Elokeinu. Al Amo v'nachal aso. For his nation and for his land. For his Israel. So, we should reside in this.
Amen.
Shabbos, good Shabbos.
I did a CLE class.
You know what?